The live letter for patch 7.4 may have been over 4 hours, but I'll have a recap for you in less than 10 minutes. Hello everybody, it's your boy Jmulls, and let's get into this, shall we? First off, patch 7.4 comes out Tuesday, December 16th, 2025. With it, we'll get the release of the Arcadion Normal, Elegant Tomestones of Mnemonics, and new craftable gear. Savage tier for the Arcadion won't come out until after the holidays on January 6th, 2026. The trailer itself for the patch looked awesome, and the main story is seemingly taking a very dark turn. And there's some visuals that I don't know if the Arcadion just has a massively dark twist to it, or if we experience some absolute catastrophes in the 7.4 main story quest. I am really excited for it. For those who may not be aware, it is a cryocentric story where we will be partnering alongside Grahatia, Y'shtola, and also Queen's Fiend as we go to a region that's almost certainly based on Treno from Final Fantasy IX. We have the Mistwake dungeon, but we also fight for the trial of the patch, freaking Doomtrain from Final Fantasy VIII. His fight looks absolutely crazy. He rams into your platform, knocking you from platform to platform with different bits of cover. He summons giant arms to slam you down, has lightning beams. Looks like a really dang cool fight in like this one Rainbow Road section. Not only that, we also get a new planet or a new star for cosmic exploration. Now, I believe the new dungeon Mistwake is basically them bringing us to the new location that we're going to in patch 7.4, which does look like it's inspired by Treno from Final Fantasy IX. There's a lot of elements from the creature design that we saw in not only the trailer, but also just looking at Doomtrain that feels very Voidsent inspired, so it wouldn't surprise me if we see a return to that kind of story with patch 7.4, because the goal of the MSQ for patch 7.4 is to serve as an introductory bridge, bringing us from the Dawntrail story that wrapped up with 7.3 into this new story that's going to be really kicking off with 7.5. But despite them being adamant that this is largely set up, a lot seemingly goes down in this patch. Get ready to shed tears because the Unreal trial is Tsukuyomi's pain. Oh god. Oh god! There was a brief update for deep dungeons, basically concerning whether or not you get disconnected from a deep dungeon. Gee, I wonder why that may be relevant. And I'll just read the PowerPoint slide. If you are disconnected while soloing a deep dungeon, or if your entire party is disconnected during a group run, you can resume your progress by logging back in within 10 minutes, provided no one has been KO'd. It will count as a wipe if you or a party member are KO'd in the brief time your character remains online after disconnection, or if all remaining party members disconnect while someone is KO'd. Basically, if they get DDoS and you're in the middle of a deep dungeon, so long as you actually don't die while you're trying to get back online, you should be good to go. Or if your internet craps to bed or your computer just wants to turn off because it feels like that, hopefully you'll no longer feel the crushing need to throw your keyboard into orbit. Not only do we get 3 new Phantom jobs, but we also get the next stage for the Phantom weapon quests. But who cares about that loser crap? We got a gold saucer update, people. Air Force One, the Ciel Deli. That's totally how you pronounce it, by the way. I love Air Force One. Glad we're getting a new map for it. Circling back to the Occult Crescent because I'm totally organized, we get new beneficial accessories that are used for exploration. On top of all of that, we get duty support for Zamail Darkhold and Aurum Vale. Oh, good times. And 2 new UI color themes, Clear Green and Clear White. Next up, we have the heavyweight division for the Arcadion. Go big or go home, we're getting swollen here, people. Yoshi P particularly showed off one fight, the second fight in the Arcadion heavyweight division. It is a tag team match against one jabroni aspected towards fire and another guy aspected towards water. It's a Final Fantasy XIV raid fight, I mean, come on. They were AoEs a bunch. He also showed off some Glamour, which, it's alright. The weapons look really cool this go around, I'll say that though. And then they brought Soken on to absolutely fanboy for a long period of time because there's a new song coming with the Arcadion in 7.4. Everything Burns, Tom Morello featuring Beartooth. Yeah, the guy from Rage Against the Machine. This song absolutely slaps. I can't wait to hear the full thing. You could really tell how excited Soken was to be able to work with Tom Morello and Caleb Shomo. Definitely going to be one of those songs I have on repeat. Some PvP updates, don't worry, I'll be way quicker than them. You'll be able to acquire what they say, replicas of gear awarded for ranked positions in Season 1 and 2 of the Feast with a different color palette. Past gear will also be updated to feature 2 dye channels. However, it will look distinct from the replicas as dye will affect different parts of the gear. And we get a new offensive mode. Warker, Chate, Triumph. It's all about offense, people. Basically a bunch of nodes spawn around the map, just go take them. You don't need to defend anything, just go take new nodes. The weather changes as well. For instance, it can start snowing, and when that happens, it spawns giant freaking snowmen. These weather effects can affect the actual encounter by creating obstacles or whatnot. It can summon in auroras, just something to spice things up a little. They talked about the Glamour situation yet again. For those not in the know, they are lifting restrictions based on job, class, and level. You can glam to a different weapon type, and race gear is still race-bound, but a neat little addition, individual items that are part of an outfitted Glamour can now be converted to outfitted Glamour without requiring a complete set. So yeah, good change in my opinion. They also showed off even more Glamour sets coming into the game that are kind of Valentine's inspired. A lot of light colors, a lot of hearts. If that's your thing, you're about to feast. These are the crafted sets, and reminder, outside of the weapons, these aren't gonna have job or role restrictions, so who knows how the market's going to react to that. Coming back from the brig, Yoshi P started to dive into the variant dungeon system. There are 3 modes this go around. The basic variant dungeon, we're gonna have anywhere between 1 to 4 players, you can solo it, you can level here, and you don't need a strict party composition. This is where you explore the dungeon, make your choices, defeat the bosses. Then, the next stage of difficulty is Variant Dungeon Advanced. You have to be level 100, you need a group of 2 to 4 players. Doesn't matter what role they are, they're tougher. You can fight the bosses in any order, but you're only fighting the bosses here. And if you only want to fight one boss and leave for the rewards, you can do that. You'll just get the rewards from that one boss. And then the hardest stage, Criterion Dungeon, max level, 1 tank healer, 2 DPS. You're fighting through all the bosses in a set order. This is high difficulty content. And then Yoshi P proceeded to get farmed by the genie from Aladdin. Yeah, that got pretty dang brutal going for a while there. Oof. Yeah, that's gonna leave a mark. Honestly, the variant dungeon looked pretty dang good, and also extremely varied aesthetically. Hopefully they can nail down the reward structure, because that historically has been variant dungeon's crippling flaw. Let's hope for the best here. There is a new variant action being added. On top of Cure, Ultimatum, Raise, Spirit Dot, and Rampart, we're getting Eagle Eye Shot. High damage single target. You can use it as a tank healer or DPS. The variant actions are basically meant to round out your kit. If you're trying to solo this as a healer, maybe you want to pick up Eagle Eye Shot for some more damage. If you're a DPS and you feel a bit squishy, maybe you want Cure. And also Rampart to reduce the damage you take. Very basic, but a nice touch. They then proceeded to talk about the command panel for what felt like 40 minutes. It's basically a giant hub of extra buttons. You can put your emotes here, you can put different gear sets here. If you're a being from the depths of hell, you can even put your action buttons here and do your rotation within the thing. You know how you could make basically macros to show action bars every now and then on a toggle if you wanted to hide certain buttons away? This is just that functionality baked baseline. You get 4 tabs of 25 buttons, 5x5 layout. You can customize the opacity, you can customize what tab actually opens when you click on the thing. You can have it open at your cursor, which funnily enough might be a funny way to actually find your cursor in the midst of combat. And it does have decent controller support. They even bragged about the fact you can hold the Y button down with an Xbox controller to move 2 different buttons at a time. It is a cool addition. Next up, the strategy board, also known as in-game raid planner. You can have up to 50 of these things, and separate them into folders, containing 10 each. What they actually are is basically a diagram to showcase what everyone is supposed to do or where they're supposed to be during a specific mechanic. You can make them yourself, or rely on someone else to make them for you. You can basically share your screen to everyone else in your party, or select people in your party if you want. While you're making these, you can then share the finished board to everyone else, or export it to share it on a website, a forum, whatever. So if you're tired of having to use an actual raid planner, well, this is the in-game solution to that. It took a while for this to actually come into the game, but, and I'm not an expert on this, it looks really good to me. Really customizable, rather intuitive, and it looks visually clear, with a good amount of different presets. They were just really thorough with showing this thing off. Same with the command panel, but it's nice for this thing to finally be added to the game. We're getting a Fantasian Neo Dimension collaboration. For the characters of Leo, Kaina, and Cheryl, we're getting their attire sets, respective hairstyles, and emotes. And it's currently scheduled to come out on December 16th for the online store. I'm not joking, they spent almost an hour on just the command panel and the strategy board. Brother. But here's where you come in. Leave a comment down below with your thoughts, your opinions on patch 7.4. Personally speaking, I am really looking forward to this patch. I am absolutely fascinated by what they're doing with the MSQ. Arcadion looks super fun, and I'm really interested to try out the variant dungeon. Also, give me that Glamour update yesterday. And while you're down there, please leave a like and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and helps support future content, and I greatly appreciate it. But this wasn't the only bit of Final Fantasy XIV news that we had. Yoshi P himself did 3 interviews. Well, you know I had to go over them. And Final Fantasy XIV's new direction. Want to check it out? Well, click on this video right here to find out more. Thank you everybody for tuning in. Stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye everybody, until we meet again!